You work hard. You save a little. You're doing everything you're supposed to do. Where's the money? Why aren't you rich yet? Let's be brutally honest for a second. If hard work alone made people wealthy, we'd have a lot more millionaires. The truth is, for Mint, the path to wealth isn't blocked by a lack of effort. It's blocked because he's playing a game where he was only given half the rulebook. There are 3 subconscious money beliefs, practically guaranteed to keep him on the hamster wheel forever. They're the reason a pay raise seems to vanish into thin air. They're why his savings account gets bigger, but his actual wealth doesn't move. In this video, we're going to drag every single one of them into the light. This isn't about Mint working harder. It's about rewiring the system that controls his money. And by the end of this video, he'll not only understand these mental blocks, but know exactly how to shatter them. Let's get into it. Truth 3. You prioritize a high income over building assets. The first uncomfortable truth is that Mint has been taught to chase the wrong prize. Society puts the high-income earner on a pedestal. He's been wired to think a 6-figure salary is the finish line. But this is like training for a marathon by only practicing the first 100 yards. His salary, no matter how big, is just a tool. A powerful one, but still just a tool. Relying on it alone for wealth is like trying to fill a bathtub with the drain wide open. As more water flows in, the water level, his lifestyle, rises with it, but he never actually captures anything permanent. This is often called lifestyle inflation. This is the core of the middle-class trap. Let's call it the lifestyle creep cycle. Picture 2 versions of Mint. First, there's Earner Mint. He lands a great job, making $100,000 a year. He feels successful. So, boom, new car. He gets a raise to $120,000, so he upgrades to a bigger apartment. He hits $150,000 and figures it's time to buy that house. His income jumped 50%. But his bills have kept pace. His mortgage, car payment, utilities, they've all inflated right alongside his salary. He's working harder than ever just to maintain a lifestyle that now owns him. He has a high income, but few assets. He's an earner, not an owner. Now look at Owner Mint. He makes $60,000 a year. He knows it won't make him rich by itself. So he makes a different choice. He lives modestly, and with every single paycheck, he automatically fires 20% of his income into assets, things that make money for him. He isn't focused on looking rich. He's quietly focused on getting rich. While Earner Mint's net worth is tangled up in car payments, Owner Mint's money is building an orchard. At first, he's just planting small saplings, his early investments. But over time, they grow into trees that produce fruit all on their own. Whether he's there to water them or not, his money is literally making money while he sleeps. 10 years later, Earner Mint is still sweating that next promotion. But Owner Mint? He has options. He has freedom. The solution is a psychological shift. Mint must stop thinking like an earner and start thinking like an owner. An earner asks, how can I make more money? An owner asks, how can my assets make more money for me? The practical step is to treat his investments like the most important bill he pays. Automate it. Have that money transferred before he can even miss it. This isn't about depriving himself. It's about prioritizing his freedom. It's time for Mint to stop chasing a bigger paycheck and start obsessively chasing assets. Truth 2. You believe saving money is the same as building wealth. The second uncomfortable truth for Mint is that the old advice, a penny saved is a penny earned, is dangerously incomplete. We praise people for letting money pile up in a bank account. But in the modern economy, just saving money is a guaranteed ticket to financial mediocrity. Here's why. Mint's savings account is a leaky bucket. The leak is called inflation. Even if a high-yield savings account pays him 4 to 5% and inflation is 3%, his money's real growth is just 1 to 2%. It's like he's trying to run up a down escalator. He's putting in the effort, and the number in his account goes up, but the silent force of inflation is pulling him backward. If his money is in a standard savings account, earning almost nothing, he's getting poorer every single day. This creates a dangerous illusion of safety. Mint might see the stock market as risky and his savings account as safe. The wealthy understand that the biggest risk is standing still. They don't just save money, they deploy it. Think of every dollar as a tiny employee. In a savings account, his employees are just sitting around. When invested, they go out and build a business for him, generating more dollars. Now, let's be clear. Mint absolutely needs savings. An emergency fund is his financial bedrock. But the foundation is not the house. The solution is to give his money different jobs. His savings job is to provide security. His investment money's job is to build wealth. Once that emergency fund is full, every extra dollar needs to be put to work. This is where the magic of compounding kicks in. It's like rolling a tiny snowball from the top of a very long hill. At first, it's small and seems insignificant, but as it rolls, it picks up more snow, getting bigger and faster until it becomes an unstoppable avalanche of wealth over time. Most people don't do this because they're intimidated. Mint doesn't need to be a Wall Street savant. He can start by investing in a simple S&P 500 index fund, which is like owning a tiny piece of the 500 largest companies in America. The key is to just start. Try the 1% rule. Can Mint invest just 1% of his income this month? Next month, try 2%. Small, consistent actions build the habit of wealth. Saving money feels safe, but true financial safety comes from growth. By the way, if Mint's story is hitting a nerve and you want to keep breaking these old money rules, do yourself a favor and hit that subscribe button. We get into this stuff every week, and I'd love to have you here again. Truth number 3. You are terrified of calculated risk. The final uncomfortable truth is the one that paralyzes Mint the most. He is more afraid of losing a little than he is of missing out on a lot. Psychologists call this loss aversion. The pain of losing $100 feels twice as powerful as the pleasure of gaining $100. This instinct is wired into his DNA. For our ancestors, losing their food supply was life or death. But in the modern financial world, this instinct works directly against Mint. It's what keeps him clinging to that safe savings account while inflation quietly robs him. It makes him see a market downturn not as a sale, but as a catastrophe. Most people lump all risk into one scary category: gambling. But there is a world of difference between gambling and taking a calculated risk. Gambling is betting on a random outcome, like a single spin of a roulette wheel. A calculated risk is making an informed decision where the potential upside massively outweighs the potential downside over time. As Mark Zuckerberg once said, the biggest risk is not taking any risk. Avoiding investment risk doesn't eliminate risk for Mint. It just swaps it for the certainty that his money will lose value over time. Staying on the sidelines feels safe, but it's a guaranteed way to lose the game. The solution is for Mint to educate himself just enough to get over the fear and then build a system that automates his decisions. He just needs 2 core principles. First, diversification. Instead of betting his entire dinner on a single dish at a restaurant, an index fund lets him buy the whole buffet. If the chicken is dry, he's still got the beef, the fish, and 100 other options. One failure doesn't ruin his meal. Second, consistency. This is called dollar cost averaging. Imagine Mint decides to buy $50 worth of apples every single week. Some weeks, apples are expensive, and his $50 gets him a small bag. Other weeks, they're on sale, and that same $50 buys a huge bag. Without even thinking about it, he automatically buys more when prices are low. This system removes the emotional drama of trying to time the market. Wealthy people aren't fearless. They just manage their fear with a disciplined strategy. The goal isn't to avoid risk. The goal is for Mint to take smart, calculated risks that build real wealth. So, let's recap the 3 uncomfortable truths holding Mint back. 1. He's chasing a high income instead of building an orchard of assets. The fix? Shift his identity from an earner to an owner and automate his investing. 2. He thinks saving is building wealth. It's not. Saving is for security. Investing is for building an army of dollars that work for him. 3. He's terrified of calculated risk. The fix? Use systems like diversification, buying the buffet, and dollar cost averaging to remove emotion and fear. The real barrier between Mint and wealth isn't the economy or his salary. It's the old programming that has him choosing income over ownership, perceived safety over real growth, and short-term comfort over long-term freedom. But now he knows. He can't plead ignorance anymore. The only question is, what is he going to do about it? Breaking these cycles isn't easy. It means making deliberate choices that his friends might not understand. But the freedom on the other side is more than worth it. If this video was an eye-opener, make sure you subscribe because we're just getting started. And check out this next video about how hanging around with broke people is draining you mentally. The perfect next move for Mint and for you. Thanks for watching. I'll see you at the next level.